Welcome to the Fully Seasoned Podcast. I'm your host, Bethel. This is
GK.
And this is
Kylan, and today we're talking about the holiday season. It's your favorite time of year, so we want to talk about it. A lot of times people often wonder, what is there to do? What can I do for the holiday season? And whether you celebrate it or you don't celebrate it, we're going to dive into some things that you can do this holiday season. So let us take you through it. First, we're going to talk about why we actually picked this topic. So let me ask you guys, GK, Bethel, why do you think that this holiday season or that the holiday season in general is something that is special?
I mean, who don't love Christmas, or just the holidays in general, This is like the time where everybody gets to take back from work, have excused absences because they gotta go travel or go to other states and have family time, like people are coming into the city or coming to their towns and coming over to have those be a host and invite people in their homes and things like that, and just have like these moments and these traditions. Like, it's a lot of people who have traditions around this time, and so I think the holidays is really important to help yourself grow. Especially if you're having a new family, it's good for that because like you're able to set standards and boundaries and things like that that are welcoming like the joyful spirit, stuff like that. Especially when you have a long year, like this year's been rough, so this is the time to wind down and kind of just relax, take your mind off of things that are stressing you out, and just be around people who love you and enjoy your time,
right.
A lot of people are just stressed out in this world. So this all come together for one day or 1 week, however much time you have off from work or school and things like that, to just, ease your mind, buy some fun gifts, be creative, and just enjoy the life that you have.
I love the holidays, especially growing up, but I feel like as I got older, I've used this time as different. Like, as much as it is the holidays, I kind of look at it as Q4. And if you're in the business world, the financial world, you already know what that means. But if you don't, that just means it's the fourth quarter, right? And if you don't know what that means, it's the last 3 months of the year for you to make your sales, make your budgets, hit your target goals, really lock in and make sure you end the year on a good note so that your new year starts off on a good note. So as much as I love the Christmas and the gift giving and the holidays and the holiday parties and stuff, I really use this time to kind of set up my next year. So by the time the new year comes, I'm not rushing to set up new, routines and habits. I'm already in them. I'm just kind of at that point streamlining them, making them better, and making sure that my next year is my quote unquote best year. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I love the holidays, but I kind of look at it a lot different, and that's also what I want to talk about during this episode. Is kind of we're gonna give you guys some tips of, especially if you're in LA, cute things to do with kids, couples, by yourself. But we also want to help you set up for the new year and know how to tackle it so that if this year wasn't your best year, you can definitely make next year your best year. What about you, Kai?
Well, as someone who grew up not really celebrating holidays, we found a lot of alternatives, a lot of things that we could do that, still kept us, around everybody else, but still having the most fun while doing it. And we think about what we have available. Obviously, for us as a collective, we are here in LA, but for those who are around the world and experiencing the different seasons, which is what this podcast is all about, bringing the different flavor, different culture, different seasoning. There's definitely some good alternatives that we have out there. So let's talk about it. A lot of things that people tend to do in the wintertime, obviously, the winter stuff, the outdoorsy stuff, but like Bethel said, we also have the great lock-in, as we call it. This is the perfect time to really lock in and focus on yourself, focus on your family, and focus on what's gonna happen next moving forward. And that's something that a lot of people tend to forget, especially, us as males. We have a lot of pressure of, new year, new me, and, getting our funds right, getting our mind right. But, we neglect some of those other things. So we're gonna address those in this podcast, and, we're gonna have a good time talking about it. So let's take us through it.
Growing up in Santa Monica, I'm not gonna lie, one of my favorite things to do when this time came around was go to the ice skate rink. It's cost efficient. It's super cute for
You
the
really just stole
family.
mine. Like,
It's
damn.
super cute for I'm sorry, for the couples. But there's actually 2 locations if you're in Los Angeles. If I'm not mistaken, downtown LA, LA Live definitely does an ice skating rink, and then Santa Monica. They didn't do it last year, but they are doing it this year. So that's my little tidbit. I love, especially because it's 71 degrees outside right now. I had my AC blasting on my way here. I'm not gonna hold you. We only have 2 seasons. It's either cold as hell or hot as hell. That's about it. So creating those winter wonderlands and I won't take anybody else's. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna take it.
To her point though, of having 2 seasons, that's a good point because, yes, we live in LA. We don't get to experience all 4 seasons, but everybody else does. So don't think that just because we're talking about LA that means that this excludes you guys.
Right.
Wherever you are in the world, wherever you're watching from, there's plenty to do out there. She brought up ice skating. Everybody has ice skating. If you don't have ice skating, you have its little sister, roller skating.
Right.
There's something else you can do, a bunch of indoor activities to that. I know we have something here in Orange County called Winterfest. And Winterfest is everything from going to look at the trees, looking at the lights. They have outdoor concerts. They also have the ice skating. They have the slides that you can go down. They have the imitation snow. So you have different alternatives just to that, ice skating, family fun centers that really make it fun for the whole family, not just for, single people or couples or young people, old people. It's really, this time is really about getting yourself and getting those around you in the right state of mind to move forward.
Exactly. Even in Arizona, they got ice skating rinks, so you could definitely go ice skate. Come on now, Arizona is hot right now. It's pretty chill. It's probably the best weather that it gets to. But even Arizona has ice skating rinks. They have hockey rinks, for people to go in and just skate around for free. And not for free, but for a few hours and stuff like that when they're not practicing and stuff like that. They have figure skating, hockey teams, so that arena's available during the week and the weekend, so you can check that out too. So how we said, it's not just California, everywhere most likely has that skating rink, so go outside and find your local skating rink. And then another thing to do is just check out lights, especially have small kids or people who haven't been around that neighborhood like that. Take them around the block and see the lights that are in the best neighborhoods. There's some that you guys know of. Anything out here? I haven't been here in a while, so what's some places?
Cane Lane in the Valley, Hancock Park in Central LA. They have older houses, so a lot of them decorate. I love just going to really just the suburbs in general. They tend to light up their houses, so it's a cool place to go. I was gonna say, if you don't want to do that, you could go to the Grove in LA. They have a whole little fake snow going on. They have all the lights. They have a big Christmas. They lit up the water to be a little red and green, I think. So definitely something to do without necessarily breaking the bank, because again, we understand that the economy is not where we want it to be right now. So we're not trying to give you guys crazy suggestions where you're man, I just spent $250 for a family of 4. We don't want that. You feel me? So ice skating, going to see lights, would definitely bring out the holiday spirit, because I know a lot of people, especially as we get older, we're all it don't even feel like Christmas no more. And I get it. It doesn't really feel like Christmas anymore. But you also have to remember where you have to put that energy out there for it to feel like that. So I think that's kind of part of it, is we don't decorate. I don't even have a tree up. He's a man and he has a tree up. That's crazy. Do you have a tree up?
Just
no damn tree.
We just saw you out. You're you're doing your thing right now.
I love spending time with family and enjoy my holidays, but I'm not going all in like this. I'm the Grinch. So you see this, it ain't gonna be in my house.
He stole Christmas? Oh my god.
No, they brought up some good points too. Just with that too. Again, obviously we know times are rough right now, and obviously we know what's going on with the economy, and facing a recession. That's something that's definitely on all of our minds. So that's good gems right there. But there's also other alternatives. You think about in my case, as someone who doesn't celebrate holidays, what else can we do if you're somebody else who doesn't celebrate holidays? There's a bunch of alternatives. You have outdoor concerts that you can go to. You have museums. And I'll tell you about museums. Museums are good networking spots because you never know who you'll run into. Like, there's nothing like running into someone who's a part of the same community as you, that has the same interest, the same commonality, that's just trying to appreciate what's right in front of them, and that costs you nothing. It's just your time and your effort and energy.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're big believers on, you know, what you put out is what you're gonna get back. So if you go out there looking for like-minded people, you're gonna attract what you find. But that only happens if you put yourself out there. So yeah, things like that. And again, we're trying to keep it like, you know, cost efficient.
Yeah.
So that's not gonna break your bank, because obviously these museums are government funded, so they operate based off of donations. So it's not gonna cost too much, and they know that with these times right now that they're gonna have family friendly and, you know, events that are gonna cater to certain individuals.
Also, like, if you're in a position to like give, there's also one of the best things to do to kind of make yourself feel better and to honestly like help out those that are less fortunate is to give back, whether that's Toys for Tots, doing angel trees, doing Salvation Army stuff. There's always a place like showing up to a food bank and like donating. Like that also makes you feel really good too when you're giving back to your community. So I definitely want to, you know, bring that up too. Like I think we should do that too. Actually, we should do like a little maybe like on the go podcast and like go like feed the homeless or something, buy a bunch of like blankets and stuff, and maybe we can even get the gym involved. So that'd be really cool to just like figure out a way to give back, because I know that
For sure.
is holiday spirit.
I actually have a friend who does that already. She's a nonprofit. It's called Love for the Streets. We can actually just link up with her and see how
That'd
she
be
feels.
perfect.
She goes to different places, mostly Skid Row, and just feeds people like no charge or nothing. It's good energy, just going out there doing God's work and just trying to make sure people are taken care of. So
Yeah, I love
I'll
that.
shout out her. Love for the Streets. I got you.
You guys make sure you go check that out as well. But I think these are really good ideas for what to do during the holidays outside of just like spending time and, you know, feeding your stomach, you know, ways to give back and be a part of the community in a meaningful, impactful way. What are some other things that you guys do in the wintertime besides the holidays, eating, buying gifts and stuff? Is there anything else that you guys do?
I know GK can agree with me on this one, that, man, you know what time it is right now, man. We locked in. It's fantasy season, if you know, you know. And you know it's fourth quarter, like Bethel said, it's crunch time.
It is crunch time for sure, for sure.
The great lock-in is upon us.
Are we talking gym or are we talking
We talking
football?
football.
I knew it. Ladies,
talking
I had to decode for you. They're talking
We're
football.
talking football. There's many different
We are
great
talking
lock-ins,
football,
right?
yes.
Like lock in with me right here, because I'm about to take you through a cultural journey right here. There's many different lock-ins, right? An ancient proverb that I was once told was, it doesn't matter where you are in life, but the only thing that matters is what you prioritize. Man right now is only prioritizing one thing. GK, what's that?
I'm about to say only football.
Only football. But not only is it football, it's being number one in your damn fantasy league. Because this is 365 days of bragging rights. I'm talking, it doesn't matter. Bragging rights.
Listen, you ain't gotta be number one. I've been number 4, number 3. As long as I'm in the playoffs, you're done. Hey, I've seen worse happen.
I don't know much about football, but I just heard that. Is it true that the Kansas City Chiefs?
Bounce.
Chiefs are the
Bounce.
first one. They're the first time
Hey,
they
look,
made it.
I'm gonna tell you all this. While y'all out there in Cancun, go ahead and change your name too. Kansas City Chiefs, out of there, done. Go change your name while you're out there in Cancun, because you're out of there, buddy. Word to my mama.
You guys can see this right now, but our producer X is
He's the
shaking
biggest
his
Chiefs
head
fan in the
so
world.
viciously right
He
now.
was bragging
He's over
all
here
year
like,
about every Chiefs
Kansas
win.
City.
But once the Chiefs started losing, I
Bounce.
don't see no more Instagram posts.
I saw an Instagram post. They were in Cancun on the banana boats. Yeah, ask about them.
Yeah, X was with him.
Ask about them.
I don't care if I get hate for this. I'm just a Taylor Swift hater, so that it's like indirectly, directly affecting me. So that's
Indirectly,
why I love
directly,
it.
right. Hey, good for Cat.
And by hater, we mean when it comes to football, because she's not necessarily good for the sport.
Yeah.
We don't hate nobody.
Travis Kelce, good for you,
don't
bro.
hate
Congrats on a great career. You one of the best tight ends in the world.
You know, they said that
what
Travis
time
Kelce
you want.
hasn't been the same since Halloween.
He hasn't. Hey, look, I'm gonna put it to you.
Not
Like,
gonna get into that tea. We are not gonna get into that tea.
no, you know what's
Hannah
crazy?
Nicole, shout out to you, girl. It's on you, girl.
I'm gonna tell you though, this holiday season,
I already knew where that was going.
This talking about sports figures. This holiday season it actually hurt me a little more than usual, and it was a tough and sombering time.
Tell them why, Kay.
For all wrestling fans. If you didn't know, you see, I am the last real champion, and I got the belt to prove it. You can ask about me, but
You know they're gonna ask about that belt. So might as well give
the
them
WWE world lost. They lost one of the greatest to ever lace up his Reebok pumps and rock a pair of jorts. We lost John Cena. Nah, it was jorts. The never seen 17 who graced us all one last time. Yeah, John Cena retired. So if you want something to cry about or hate the world during the holiday season, you can go watch John Cena's final match. Cause, geez, that was a sorry thing to watch.
Aww.
I was hurt.
I'm sure that didn't help the people's seasonal depression out there.
Nah, it did not. But you think about it, like obviously with the holiday time, you think season of cheers, season of joy. It's not like that for everybody. Obviously, we all go through highs and lows. Some people's football teams get bounced. If you're a Cowgirls fan, you know what I'm talking about.
Chill out.
But, you know what I'm saying? You got things
we ain't out yet.
You got like the NBA Cup. You got F1 if you're into racing. You got boxing. We just saw, what's that younger brother's name who just got knocked out?
Oh.
No, we ain't talking about him. We talking about
Jake
Josh.
Paul?
We talking about Joshua.
Wait, did you guys see he broke his jaw?
Getting knocked
His
out.
jaw broke into two
Yes,
places,
it did.
and now he's calling out Canelo. Is he okay in the head?
He's not. And the only thing I got a problem with that is you think about all the boxers who are amateurs and trying to actually build their name for themselves.
He's an influencer.
They will never get a chance to fight somebody like Joshua or Canelo or things like that. So
it's
just
pay to play.
it sucks, but it is good because at least some of these guys are getting more credentials and more TV time. So that way people can go see these boxing matches and stuff like that.
Honestly,
so
use him for clout.
That's
Genuinely, if he asked for a fight and I was a up and coming boxer or I was like an old school boxer, I would take it just because of the publicity that follows this man and his family, which I honestly do not understand. The Pauls are very
they're interesting.
to say the least.
They're interesting. I wouldn't say problematic. They're interesting. Because you got to think of the lane that they're doing, just like, we're here talking about things that we hope that you take away and say this maybe impacted my life in a good direction. They may be saying that to themselves. So we don't know what angle they're coming from. So we can't, whether they're problematic or not, their take on life and the way that they operate is interesting to say the least, because if they weren't good at what they were doing, they wouldn't have a platform.
Yeah, people say something is interesting.
It's interesting. They still have the platform they have to do what they do, so we're not knocking it. It's just very interesting.
But GK is right though. Like I'm sure up and coming amateur boxers are like, damn, I would have done anything in that fight,
Think about this, like, will they ever be able to see $1 million? Will they ever be in a match worth $1 million? Like, some of these people won't, and they're putting their life on the line, day in and day out.
All entertainment. And you think about it, that's getting paid USD. Mm-hmm. That's American Benjis.
And that's not including the advertisements. We don't know what the brand deals are looking like with them wearing those shorts. Like I saw one of the boxers had dude wipes on his pants. So there's definitely a lot of money going into these fights on top of what Netflix is paying. So
and Netflix pays $8.
Netflix is into it big. So,
but this just lets you know, like if you're at home, like I was watching the whole thing about Drewski and Diddy, that whole with Odell Beckham, that lawsuit just got dropped because the girl didn't file everything in order, and then her lawyer was like, I'm not withdrawing from this.
That's a scheme.
Came out as being not true, but Drewski was like, I'm surprised that this girl's even trying to sue me. In 2018, I was broke living on my mama's couch. What's she talking about?
$2 in his bank account.
You feel me? So this says that in 2018 to now, that man has changed his life so much. Look at Jake Paul, from nothing to something. Content creating is an outlet. It's kind of our modern day gold rush, and so kind of going into Q1 of next year, if content creating is something that you want to get into, now is the time to start cultivating those skills and being comfortable in front of the camera, being okay with speaking your mind, being okay saying something, knowing you might get backlash, but being willing to stand 10 toes and not sit here and apologize for your own opinions, because you're entitled to your own opinions, And so when you're going into this next year, if that is something that you want to do, really do want to change your life, sitting in front of a camera and being an expert in whatever you're an expert in and sharing it with the world could literally lead you to living whatever life you want to live. You think when Jake Paul started doing content, he thought one day I'm going to fight some of the best boxers in the world? This stuff opens up doors in ways you could never imagine.
Look at his brother. His brother started getting a wrestling deal because he started getting active. You know, he was showing his athleticism. You know,
exactly.
Not that he was good at boxing, but that's because he's an athlete. You know, and he can actually compete like that and be entertaining. So he went and did something more. You know.
Yeah. You gotta, like he said, you gotta lock in and you gotta know what it is you want out of life, and then you gotta be relentless in pursuing it, you know? And for me, for example, setting up my Q4 going into Q1 at the top of the year, that has a logistical thing. It's not just like this feeling, and it's not just like goddamn vision boards and shit like that. Like, it's genuine work, right? Like, some of the beginning, like I already started, like yesterday, I decluttered my entire house. I'm talking about from my kitchen. I woke up at 5:30 in the morning. I said, I don't know why I'm up, but I'm just gonna make something out of it. So I moved my refrigerator out of the way. I cleaned behind the refrigerator. I cleaned behind my couch. Like, I deep cleaned my entire studio. And then I started going through my clothes. I started getting rid of clothes. And if you've ever watched that show on Netflix, it's called Tidy Up with Marie Kondo. She teaches you how to like pick up pieces of clothes, especially if you're those type of people that are hoarders.
Don't be that person.
Don't be a hoarder.
Don't be that person.
Get rid of stuff. Give it to donation. You hold it. You say thank you so much for everything you've done for me, and then you let go of it. Especially if you're the type of person that's like, what if I need it one day? If you haven't gone and looked for it in the last 3 months, you're not going to need it one day soon. Let go of those clothes, let go of those trends. Like, decluttering your space just allows you to breathe better, think better. Like, it just literally makes you feel better. Like, my friend walked into my apartment right after I finished cleaning, and she literally stood there and just took a deep breath. Like, wow, it feels really good in here. And I said, doesn't it? Doesn't it just like light you up? You just like want to like start doing stuff, creating. Like, it just like, I don't know. There's something about like decluttering that is the best thing to do. So like, logistically, that's my number one tip right now is like, look at your space. What can you get rid of? What no longer serves you and brings you towards your highest, you know, purpose in life. And then we can go into their tips, and then I'll give you guys some more tips as well.
Yeah, no, definitely just maintaining your space, because, you know, the last thing you want to do is you want to walk into a dirty space. You walk into a dirty space, that's just going to tell you about that energy that's being put off or given right there. It's not good energy. And going into the next year, like Bethel said, going into Q1, you definitely have to protect your energy, but you also have to maintain your sanity, because a dirty person isn't somebody who's pure of heart. You know, their soul is corrupted in some way to where it's coming out and being projected into their day-to-day activities. Mm-hmm. And then who are we to go into that room or into that field and receive that energy? That's going to creep into our minds, and then it's going to give us the idea that that's okay.
Right.
So going into Q1, and really in life, this isn't just about, you know, Q1, 2, 3, or 4. No, this is day-to-day life. Obviously, we all fight different battles, whether they're silent or, you know, we're vocal about them, but just making sure that, you know, we have a clean body, clean mind, clean spirit. That way, again, what we give off of ourselves gets projected onto others, and we don't want to present ourselves or present to others bad energy. So I like to be clean. I like to make sure that those around me are clean, of a clean mind, clean spirit. Whatever.
You have a hygiene routine?
I do have a hygiene routine.
Do you care to share that with us?
I'll give you a little bit, because you know
I give you a little bit.
I give you a little bit. I give you a little bit because what did Beyonce say? I woke up like this.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, no.
That didn't usually be.
I'm just saying we got the same birthday. You feel me? But yeah, no, I mean
it's that Virgo stuff.
It's like no, but like not even playing around. Like you think about it as a man, like it's easier for us to walk around with the more rugged and scruffy look. You look at like myself and GK, we got some of the best skin in the game. But that goes back to how we want to present ourselves. You gotta make sure you take your daily essential vitamins, the holistic ones. Don't take that crap that you get at CVS. You gotta make sure you
Nature's
drink.
Valley? Is that what it's called? Or Nature's?
Yeah. Do your research. Nah, do your research. Do your research. We're not health officials. Just make sure you do your research on what you're doing. because these drinks ain't any better, but I'm just saying.
Right.
But you gotta make sure that, you know, you drink lots of water. You gotta make sure that we exercise. Obviously, all three of us take exercise very seriously. We exercise about 6 times, 6 times a week, 5 to 6 times a week. But that's crucial because, again, those battles that no one knows that we're fighting, there's really no way to like let them out of our bodies. Right? Like a lot of people have a lot of pent up anger and energy and emotion that they can't really release onto others or project onto others because it's not safe.
Right.
How do we do that? We go fight those silent battles in the gym. Live a healthier lifestyle. That way your body excretes those toxins in whatever way. And you know, you wake up feeling better, and that's, you know, something that's important to me. I'm very holistic, my family's very holistic, so we try to do everything that's, you know, from the ground versus things that are over the counter. That way we just live better lives. But back to the skincare regimen. So water, exercise, you gotta get good sleep. You know, I know a lot of you guys are stuck on the game. Stop. Turn it off. On your phones, right before bed, 3-4 hours, the doom scrolling, the brain rot. Cut that back, because what you're doing is you're desensitizing your brain. And then when you desensitize your brain, it's gonna desensitize your cognitive skills. You don't wanna do that, it's gonna make you dumb.
Right.
It's the issue now is that we're so reliant on what, you know, what the phone can do for us that we don't do anything for ourselves. So we gotta make sure that we're here on this earth, we gotta make sure that we utilize it. How do we utilize it? We put ourselves in the position to be outside and use what's in front of us. So it's really taking advantage of that, you know, making sure that you eat clean. I'm not saying, you know, don't eat that steak, don't eat those French fries, don't be a big back. If that's in your genes, that's what you want, go for it. But everything comes at a cost, so remember that. Have your fun, but remember, do everything in moderation. Don't be gluttonous.
Right? So far we've said clean your space, keep your stuff clean, you feel me, your personal hygiene. What about you, GK?
Well, first of all, going back to the sleep part, if y'all know me, y'all know I'm having a good time, you're gonna find me sleeping somewhere. Yeah. I'm gonna get my Z's.
Word to my mom. My camera roll is full of this man sleeping.
It don't matter how much fun we having. I'm gonna get my sleep and I get my sleep.
Okay.
And I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna be right back to normal. We're gonna have a good time still. So look, I don't go to sleep often during the week, but when I'm on vacation or having fun doing anything else, like I take my time and I get my Z's, okay? Because that's my me quality time. You know?
At the dinner table too.
It don't matter where I'm at. If my body says shut down, we shutting down. But
at the club too, in the section.
Even in the club, it don't matter.
In the section.
It don't matter. Body said no, we're going down.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna get up like nothing happened. We're gonna walk out that motherfucker like I had the best time ever.
Show is, show no.
Actually, we.
Like I have no shame.
Right.
Yeah. Another thing is just write stuff down. You want to like take notes of what you're trying to change and what you're about to change and what your like goal is for this change. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you removing this? Why are you taking this out of your space? Like, what is the point of rearranging your household? Why are you putting more candles in here? Why are you putting up more decorations? Like, what's the purpose of it? What is it gonna bring for you? You know? So like, just welcoming new things. So like, never just think about what happened to you in the past. Think about what's happening toward your future.
Right.
So like the next year is not about what did I accomplish this year. No, what I'm about to accomplish next year.
Right.
I ain't whatever I didn't accomplish this year was great, and I'm grateful for it because it helped me grow. It helped me put me in different positions in life. But now it's time to see something else. Like, what else is there? What else can I do? How can I make myself a little bit better than I did last year? And if I had a great year, cool. We'll see what I can improve on. Let me see. I wasn't on time this year. Let me be on time. I didn't eat the best this year. Let me start eating a little boy cleaner. Let me find a chef. Let me find a meal plan. You know, find at least places that I like to go that are convenient and also good for my body, so that I'm not hurting my system. You know, things like that. And so also just use your resources. You know, a lot of people on our phone that we don't even hit up. We just looking at them making content that we were thinking about or making things that we already talked about and discussed, but we ain't reaching out to them. You know, it only takes one message. Just, hey, what's up? How you doing? I see your content. I see you. Let's grow. Let's work together. It's all it takes sometimes. You know, so don't be shy. Don't stay in your little bubble. Take a chance, take a risk, you know, go out there and see what's out there, you know, because even if they don't collaborate with you or if they're too busy, at least they'll give you some pointers, you know, you can get something out of it, you know, and that's the best thing about that. So just help yourself by just starting to write things down, right, while you have the purpose to do that, and then really use the things that are around you, because there's a reason why you're in those positions that you're in, because there's resources right there waiting for you to attack. You know, if you sit back and don't say nothing, then you're gonna miss out.
Using your resources is so important. Like, I wouldn't even be in the position I am in today if I had not made calls and hit up people and said, and don't be scared to ask for help. Like, that's actually the most powerful thing you can do. I think I don't know if I shared this story here, but like the IRS, if you call them and you have like an issue with a tax bill or something like that, they're trained to not help you unless you physically say the words, "Is there anything you can do to help me?" And that's when they can open the floodgates and tell you about tax codes you don't know about, tax exemptions, things that you can like, you know, write down. They can't say anything unless you ask for help. So if that doesn't tell you like, use your resources, ask help, I don't know what does. You know, don't be so frightful and feel like, oh, I can't like communicate with people, or I can't, I don't want to seem weak, especially for the men out there. Like, it actually is the opposite. When you ask for help, the person's excited. They're like, oh my God, I've always wanted to help this person. Because a lot of people, especially like me, I don't help the people that don't want to be helped. I'm sorry. I'm not here to convince you to better your life. And mind you, like, all of us are in the fitness industry. We all are in the business of helping people in whatever capacity that we do it in. And we have clients where we can tell you're here because you wouldn't be here unless you had a trainer. And it's like, that's not enough for us to like work through you and help you. You have to want to change. And there's 3 steps of change, right? Depending on, actually, I think there's 4 steps of change. Depending on where you are in that change, some people could literally just be thinking about changing. Not even like, okay, I'm gonna change now. They're thinking, I think I wanna change. And that's like, I can't help you in that phase. Like, you gotta make the decision to change, and then from there, use the resources to better yourself, you know? So like, so far we've told you to clean your space, clean your body, goal set, write things down. Writing things down, pen and paper, not on your phone, not in your notes, pen and paper. There's something powerful about that, right? There's something that connects the paper to the pen to your nervous system that really brings those words to life. So keep that in mind. And then I want to take it a step further and say something that I've done this year, which was like tap into my health. I went and got a full panel blood test from my hormones to my thyroids to my sex health, everything. And based on that results that came back, I was able to be like, okay, plan of action moving forward is I need water. I should have a bottle of water near me right now, actually, like a full-time job of drinking 78 ounces of water every day to reverse some of the dehydration that I've caused in my body, you know?
That goes for you thirsty mofos too. Stay hydrated.
Who knew I was thirsty? Who knew? I'm actually really thirsty.
So let me ask
one for both of you. Do you want me to pack it up so you can take it to go?
let me ask you this though, because obviously, like you mentioned, you know, being in the fitness world, for those who are struggling with hydration, because a lot of people do. A lot of people aren't getting their adequate liquids in their system. What's some alternatives to people who say water's too bland that maybe you know?
So here's the thing. Share? So obviously a lot of people love those like liquid IVs and the elements and all of those like and again, these are not brands. If we mention any products, it's because we genuinely love them. So like element is an option, liquid IV is an option, but I wouldn't recommend you take those until you go and get your blood test first, because for example with me, my potassium and my sodium levels are perfect. I don't need to be taking in any more sodium or potassium. So I genuinely just need water. I don't have an issue with the taste of water. I think it tastes delicious, especially the one at the gym. Oh, that LA Fitness water, I don't know what it is about it, but it is so good. I don't know what to tell you. He hates it, but I think it's just like so yummy.
It's like artificial water. How do you even have it?
I don't know why. I think it's so yummy.
What?
But honestly, like cucumbers, a little bit of lime or lemon, you know, find ways to like enjoy it. Yeah, because at the end of the day, like it's just a need. You feel me? You just have to grow the habit and the discipline. Like it's a discipline in me now. It's been about a month where I've been like every day I'm trying to drink a full thing of my water plus half of it, and now it's just like I'm like fiending. I'm like, where's my water? I need my water. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just like building those routines, but going and getting your blood test lets you know ahead of time preventatively, right? Basically, like I was headed towards like kidney issues. Like the 2 things that popped up for me both had to do with my kidneys. Mind you, shout out to my TikTok followers. You guys have been yelling at me for 1.5 years that there's something wrong with me, because you guys could tell my eyes were a little bit yellow and y'all were on my head. Y'all were like, liver issues, you have jaundice, I love you, please go get checked out. To the point that I closed my DMs because I was getting so many DMs. about my eyes. And I'm so grateful for you guys because it put that on my forefront. And I went to my doctors and I asked her about this, and she said, yeah, let's do a urinalysis. And sure enough, it came back that I actually have too much creatine in my blood and I have like a hemoglobin issue, and those both point to dehydration. And so the fact that you guys were able to like point that out just by looking at my eyes and forced me to go get the help that I needed now puts me on the right track. So I want to be that pressure on you guys and say, go get your blood test. And if you have even Medicare, you have one appointment every year for your preventative physical. You remember when we were kids, especially if you're an athlete, you had to go get your physical done, and that's what this is, right? As an adult, I felt so like adulty. I'm not gonna lie. I called up the doctor. I said, "Hey, I need a physical." And she was like, "Okay,
Nice. But a sidebar though, just so you know, because obviously we have these drinks that are in our hands. Her having yellow eyes isn't because her or any of, she or any of us are alcoholics.
No.
You don't get that just from being an alcoholic, just so you guys know. So whether you have it or you don't,
right,
do yourself a favor and
just
go
get checked out. Yeah. So the thing is like, a lot of them were yelling at me that I had liver issues, right? That's where jaundice comes into play, and that's when you have like really yellow eyes. My yellow eyes was actually just from extreme dehydration, and it was kidney issues, right? So my detoxifiers, there was something wrong with them. And so kind of going into like same topic, like I now need to detoxify my body, right? I need to cleanse it, I need to tighten up my diet, I need to tighten up my water and consumption. And that I'm already starting before the new year even rolls in. So by the time the new year rolls in, I'm already on my shit. I'm already doing what I'm supposed to be doing. You feel me? So like, we're really giving you a full holistic approach to how you can go about your Q1, not only inside your body, outside your body, your surrounding areas, your goals, right? And the last one I would add now is your finances.
Yeah, that's crucial, because the finances, everybody needs money, but no one has it. Let's be real. And if you do have it, you're still saying you don't. If you know, you know. You have people literally fighting over trying to save $1. If you know, you know. And it's tough because obviously we live in a time where everything is money based. What can you do for me? What can I do for you? Well, big bank take little bank. Whose pockets are bigger? Whose pockets are thinner? What can you give me that I can pay for? And what service do you provide or offer that I can pay for? So it's tough, especially living where we live now, because obviously for those of you who live in other parts of the world, you guys have other means of bartering, like was done before money became such a big thing. But for those of us who live in more metropolitan areas, that's really, what do they say, cash is king.
Cash is king,
Cash is
baby.
king. Whether it's worth what it is or what it isn't, cash is king. He who has the biggest bank account is going to dominate he who has nothing.
Right.
So things that we can do, especially in this time, to try to mediate that is, look at some of the things that we're paying for and see if we can cut back on those.
What are some things off the top of your heads that you can kind of cut down on?
Not me, but I know a lot of you potheads need to relax.
Damn.
Y'all need to chill.
Taking a shot.
I'm taking a shot.
That's wild.
First of all,
but hear me out though.
Yeah,
Because
bro, you gonna get a lot of people angry.
Watch this though.
Yeah,
Because you potheads, y'all are like chipmunks. Y'all buy for y'all are good for the next 3 to 5 years, right?
Like chipmunks.
Yeah, y'all are like chipmunks. Y'all are stocked for the next 3 to 5 years. Relax. Leave some for everybody else. Go for the next 6 months and you'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? I'll just play it. It's all love to you guys. But,
just in general.
But again,
your extracurriculars.
You got extracurriculars. Obviously, there's certain intangible items that you need, right? We're not gonna say don't have a gym membership, obviously, because that's extracurricular. We're not gonna say don't have a Netflix, Paramount, Hulu, Peacock, whatever you want. We're not sponsored by any of them, but those are what's popular right now. You need entertainment, right? We as human beings, we're
need other shows, though.
I was gonna say that's actually my suggestion is to cut down on those two.
You kind of don't need all that.
No. Choose one.
We're allowing yourself to sit home and binge too much.
Right.
That's not healthy.
Yeah.
But cut back on those because again, movies are movie, right? They're all damn near showing movies.
Yeah.
You really don't need that much.
Those episodes are not going nowhere.
And I'm pretty sure everyone but Netflix lets you share passwords. So if the three of us, if you have one, I have one, and I have one, and we all share our passwords, we can get by it that way.
Here's the issue though: Netflix is about to own all the streaming media, so that's gonna be.
They just have
They're about to acquire Paramount. They told
what?
Who was the other person?
CBS. They're not gonna take CBS. They're taking Warner Brothers, which
I'm
is
sorry,
connected.
Warner
Yeah,
Brothers.
they're taking Warner Brothers, which is they're trying to acquisition.
They're gonna get it.
I don't know. They still have to go through a few more like regulatory.
Who's gonna
stuff.
say no to that? To billions? The government's not. But that's neither here nor there. The point is,
they just took HBO.
Yeah, the point is
they just acquired it,
you want to cut back on things that aren't really. If you're watching one movie here, one TV show, it might not be worth it.
Yeah.
You know, there's other. Go outside. Go to the park.
Go outside.
Depending on where you live, I'm gonna put it to you like this: if you live in a metropolitan area like LA, Texas, Florida, New York, go by the subway, go by the beach. It's free TV right there. You got a free movie.
Guys, let's be honest. YouTube is free, and you can watch us.
That's it.
Come on.
You can't beat that.
Just watch it.
Shameless plug here.
Can't beat that.
Pretty much.
But no, I mean, but again, you know, you think about some of the major factors that we have in our lives. You have, you know, your media and your entertainment.
Yeah.
You know, cut back on those streaming apps. You have the gym. You have all these subscriptions.
I got a challenge for you guys too. I'm gonna challenge you guys, and I'm challenging myself too, to not really eat out unless it's the weekend.
I was gonna get to that because
That's
you guys have
That's
Chow Now, Toast,
No.
Uber
I'm
Eats.
I'm about to say that's my regimen anyway. You
Yeah.
got to go out because some people
DoorDash.
don't eat too much.
All of you fat look, all of you fat farts that have all of these different food delivery, bro,
Why
stop.
do you keep coming for that?
Stop.
Damn.
Because, but check this out though. While it
Crazy.
costs the same to eat out versus cooking your own food,
Sometimes,
is it
yeah.
worth it to pay those additional delivery fee charges if you're hurting for money?
Right.
Exactly.
No, if you're earning for
Think
money,
about
you
that.
gotta be strategic. You
Right.
gotta be strategic.
Like be for real.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to come at anybody. Obviously, like
No, you're right.
I'm
Because,
trying to keep it light
even
and
with
keep it real.
even with the DoorDash pass and the Uber One passes,
Gotta pay for it.
those are like
$25.
$10. They're $10.
Sure.
They're $10. No, I have both. I
Each
have both.
depending on which one, that's just the major two hubs. But there's some that are like 25 a month.
God bless them.
Crazy work.
For like
DoorDash
peak
and
hours too.
Uber
Yeah.
Eats are both
That's the hardest time to order.
$10 each. And for me, as someone that lives by themselves, it makes sense to have that because there is times where, like I said, it doesn't make sense to go grocery shopping for myself. Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't eat the same thing 3-4 times in a row. Like I just can't. I'm not that type of person, you feel me? But I also have a list of restaurants where my DoorDash delivery is $13. Like with the food, I'm getting a side, I'm getting a drink. $13. I don't really order anything on DoorDash that's more than $20. Like
Right. Why
I'm
should
very
you?
frugal with that. You
Right.
feel me? It still adds up though. It's not the best, but as somebody that lives alone, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But what I would say is, if you want that list of those restaurants that are super cost efficient on DoorDash, let me know. I can drop it in the comments. Second of all,
I'm happy all the times.
when you go grocery shopping, as your virtual friendly trainers, we can tell you, stick to the outside of the grocery store. Don't go in the aisles. The aisles is where you're gonna find high processed foods
Trash.
that are not good for you, that run up your bill. So like if you stay on the outside of the lane, that's when you're gonna realize that's your meats, your eggs, your cheeses, your proteins.
High fats, high proteins.
Yeah, and then look up meals. You can use AI for this. I won't get mad at you. Low ingredient meals that taste really good. So like 2 to 3 things that go in the meal. You feel me? And if you live alone especially, you don't want to do like Italian, Mexican, because they have a lot of ingredients. So
Right.
you're going to need this, you're going to need that.
Ingredients.
Is that
Hey
not
yo,
the word?
she making up words over
Is
here,
that
y'all.
the word? Is it ingredients?
Hey yo.
How do you make ingredients plural?
Ingredients. It is plural. You got an S.
Ingredients is.
Ingredients.
You guys know English is not my first language, so I
Yo.
forever get a pass, okay? This is my second language, okay?
When the drink
Second
starts
of all,
cutting.
Just so like
forget to cut
low
your
energy,
water.
cut your water. Low ingredients meals are gonna be your go-to for budget friendly at home meals that also again get you set up for Q1 so that when you go into that gym, you're already eating right. We know that abs, the sexy physique, that's all made in the kitchen. What you do in the gym is get strong. I want to change the narrative.
Right. That's a good point. I'm gonna add because I just so happen to have run into multiple times WWE superstar Seth Rollins, who has one of the craziest CrossFit routines that I've ever seen. And I asked him, I said, what does it take to maintain the physique that you have at your age doing what you do? And he said, honestly, he said, the abs are there. right? It doesn't matter if you're big, tall, skinny, fat, your abs are there. He said that it just comes down to dieting, because the less you diet, the more fat you put on. And with you putting on fat, obviously you have to work 5 times as harder to shed it. So just keep that in mind, which is why she said it starts in the kitchen, because diet is crucial.
Exactly.
And what she means by that is, yes, stay away from the processed foods, but you also still have to watch what you take in, because again, depending on your body type, you have somebody who could be shorter, somebody who could be skinnier, somebody who could be medium sized. We all retain and store body fat differently.
Right.
Now, not one of us here are all built the same. We're all built differently. But it goes back to you knowing yourself. Like she said earlier, getting your blood work done. Check what your blood type is.
Right.
And this is crucial, because your blood type tells you what kind of foods you should be eating and what you shouldn't be eating. A lot of people neglect that. They think just because I'm in the gym, I'm gonna eat, steak and eggs every day.
Yeah.
And it might be killing you because your blood type can't support that. Like for me, I'm taller, but I don't eat red meat because I shouldn't. Not because I don't like it, I just shouldn't. And I know that because my body doesn't retain it. I feel like crap after. So what works for that person who looks super jacked in the gym might not work for you. So keep that in mind, 1. And 2, going back to what she said about, easy to make meals. I encourage all of you, whether you can cook or not, is to 1, make sure that you have cookware. Obviously, pots, pans, good idea to have. But 2, get a crock pot.
I knew you were going to say that.
And I swear on the crock pot. I swear on it. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Get a crock pot, because whether you're single
We
or
don't
have a
sponsor
family,
crock pot.
we're not sponsored by crock pot. But whether you're single or you have a family, right? What you want to do is, obviously we're talking about saving money and finances, because
and living a better life,
right,
going into
things are expensive, right? You know what I'm saying? It's real easy to buy. I know she said pasta and Mexican, but taking out Mexican and say
No,
just
I'm
using.
saying those are harder meals to make at home on a budget, because they take so much ingredients.
How about pasta easy? Let me say. Let me give you guys
I'm
one
just easy.
gem.
I want a salad.
There's one gem you guys can do. If you buy some meat, whether it's chicken, whether it's turkey, whether it's whatever you fancy, and you put it in the crock pot, go to the gym, go get your workout in, come back, couple hours, it's ready to go. Buy some protein pasta, mix it up, throw some veggies in there, make your little protein sauce. You got meals for a week, sometimes a week and a half. Like Bethel told me, put it in the freezer. I guarantee you won't spend more than $50 to $60.
We'll throw that recipe in the comments for you guys too.
You won't spend more than $50 to $60, and you just have food for a week.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if you're feeding a family, a person of 1 or a family of 7.
Right.
My mom's done it, and there's 7 of us all together. So keeping that in mind, that's some.
He's
some
not
good
wrong.
gems.
Crockpot meals are definitely
and
a
it's
good
easy.
way to efficiently feed yourself
It's
throughout
easy.
the month.
Shout out to Grace. Appreciate you, Grace. You're the one who told me to get a crock pot.
So outside of walking into the gym, finding activities that make sense in the holiday season that are cost efficient, I also want to go into kind of like interpersonal dynamics and kind of like, I think this is a great time to cut off toxic people. What do you guys think? I think it's a great time to leave them in the year. You know what I'm saying? I'm quick to snip, snip.
Well, look, I'll start it off, and then GK's gonna take it and run with it. Because like you think about what we do in the gym, right? Like obviously, it doesn't matter what you do in life, right? Like obviously, you have associates, you have comrades, you have partners, you have whatever you want to call it. You have people around you that may depend on you, whether they indirectly do or not, for something, right? Whether it's your time, love, affection. You have people that want to be around you, but the worst thing is to keep people that don't need to be around you, especially when you're trying to get somewhere in life that's for the betterment of yourself or those around you, and they're not accepting of that.
We call those monitoring spirits. Oh,
Right.
I can't talk today.
Because you think about it, right? Like take the job place for example, right? Like that water's cutting. That water's cutting on the ground. You know what I'm saying? But like you think about life, right? Like you think about the animal kingdom and how the pecking order of the big dogs, and then you have the bottom feeders. The big dogs are where they're at because they know how to eliminate the competition, right? And that's the same thing with life. Like you're not gonna surround yourself with people who don't contribute to where you're trying to get to, what your mission or purpose is. So that's why when we talk about cutting people off, that goes for everything, because you can cut family off, you can cut clients off. You know what I'm saying? There's people who cut off, you know, their job, they quit their jobs because they don't like the environment, it's not good for their mental health. There's family members who only call you when, you know, they hear that you're up and they're down, so they need something from you, but that love and that energy and time isn't reciprocated. So this is the time to do it, because again, we as people, we don't owe anybody else anything, right? Like, we're all put on this earth to get it on our own. And, you know, people tend to forget that. You know, every time we talk, you know, people are often compared to animals. Animals don't complain. What do? They say life goes on, right?
Well, we don't know what they say, but we're assuming that's
life
what
goes
they say.
on.
I mean, that jungle is crazy.
They speak their own language. Life goes on.
Crazy.
Hey, life goes on. Like,
no, for real though.
Like a lion gets a giraffe. Life goes
it's not
on.
just like cutting people off too, though. It's also cutting off like habits that don't serve you, like going around the same circle that doesn't serve you. Going and if as a man, if going back to your hood, going back to your area, it doesn't bring you and serve you in the best way, don't go back over there.
Don't go back to that same club that keep pissing you off.
Don't mess with them same chicks. And hey, look, I'm gonna say this.
He made me spin the block yesterday on something I did not want to spin the block on, and now I'm over here stuck on a block I don't want to be on.
Nah, but look, you're not stuck. You're not stuck, because I'm gonna tell you like this, right? Because like for me, right? Like I feel like I live my life on an island, right? Because I'm always in and out of the country. I'm always on an island somewhere. So with me being on an island,
oh my God, I almost choked.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good one. So like being on the island, right? Like you get people like me, right? Like I got this WWE belt around me, and then you got people like Bethel and GK, right? Like we all have like different MOs in life, but again, we all live our lives differently. I live my life for the plot because, you know, it'll make for a good story.
Swim to the shore.
But now, and again, it really just goes back to like, I say for us as men, just making sure that our mental health is right, because that's something that, especially with us being black, like that's something that gets neglected, because growing up, you know, you're really only taught two professions, which is sports or rapper. That's just what's expected of you. But, you know, really realizing that not everybody's meant for that is something that'll give you a calming spirit, because there are people who aren't artistically challenged or that aren't artistically gifted like that and aren't physically gifted like that. So you have to make the most of your situation. But we think about, you know, for us, just making sure that we have those other avenues, those other outlets to where we can be able to express ourselves in some way, since that is a form of expressing yourself, whether you are gifted in that way or not. You know, we're grateful to be here, but
are you cutting off any habits or people this year, GK?
He does it for the plot. I do it for the chaos.
Oh my!
So
with that being said,
you
on the next episode.
When you mix me and him together, this like the Rock and Stone Cold.
Oh my God.
The people's champ.
I think I have toxic people that I need to cut off. Hold up.
The thing is too, it's like I'm not even toxic. You know, I don't go in there trying to sell them a dream. I ain't trying to do nothing crazy. I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not trying to do anything else. I'm just, you know, being myself, trying to help other people grow. Help other people build their own selves up first and foremost. You know, sometimes you do fall into people that are attracted to you, and then you're attracted to them. So that's how the world is. You know, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna walk into an attractive person. Of course, I'm gonna walk into an attractive person. If she's beautiful, she's beautiful, right? And so if she's in a different state, that's not my problem.
Hey, but look, let me tell y'all something though, man.
Hey, nothing but distance and time.
Let me tell y'all something to his chagrin though, because you gotta have a certain cavorka in your system to be able to pull off something like that. You ain't gonna have no regular schmegular everyday Joe try to do something like that. You gotta be a certain type of individual. 1, 2, you gotta know yourself. Because if you don't, you get people that'll do it for the plot like me, but their intentions could be really negative.
Yeah.
Like me, I do it for the plot, but I do it for like the enjoyment of it'll make for a good story and a good moment that I can share with everybody around me. Because, you know, there's people that'll do it for the plot, but do it for themselves, right? But I like to make sure that everybody's a part of it so that we have a good time. Because obviously, you know, we want to be here for a good time, but we want to be here for a long time too. And I want these guys here for a long time, so that's why when I go and do my stuff, I make sure that they're incorporated. That way they know, hey, look, when we're 20 years, 30 years, still looking the same, because there's nothing that don't change, that we can say we've been there and we've done that and we did that.
No, I definitely think that a part of your New Year, I don't want to say resolution, but your New Year kind of like, goal setting should definitely be to like have some fun, to enjoy yourself.
Step out of your comfort zone a little bit.
Step out of your comfort zone, try new things, tackle that, at-home project that you've been avoiding, that you're like, I'm gonna fix that, I'm gonna get to it. Like get to it now. Make a list like GK said. Yeah. Write down everything that you kind of want to get into and go after it. And that includes, like I said, cutting off habits. Like, they know I'm big chief over here, okay? Like, chimney. And that's something that's something I had to address this year. I had to really look at it and be like, this does not serve me anymore. Right. I've been doing this since my freshman year in college.
And you've been doing a great job this year. Like, you actually toned down and you've become a word.
We got her a new car. Type it up, y'all. We got Beth a new car. She ain't smoked in it once.
She ain't smoked in that thing one time. I still smell the seats.
It still smells good. Shout out to Uncle Them over there, you know where you at. Shout out to Uncle Them.
That part. No, seriously, like, and it's crazy too because I'm the type of person that doesn't like change, right? And I had to dig into my history and be like, why is that? Like, why don't I like change? And I realized when I moved to America, I was only 3 years old, and I kind of got uprooted without really knowing, out of my comfort zone, out of the place that I grew and loved and had friends and felt safe, and I was plopped into this different world. And my parents first moved to East LA, so it was massively Hispanic community, and they immediately othered me, and so it was an automatic survival right when I got to this country, and I had to figure out how to speak this language. I had to figure out the customs. I had to figure out what's cool. I remember when I when I moved from East LA to South Central, I remember this. I was in 2nd grade. Nelly Hot in Hair was trending all over the radio, and I remember I was singing it, and this black boy came up to me and he's like, "You're not even black. You don't even know this song." And I literally verbatim, word for word, spit the entire song to him, and he said, "Oh." I said, "Can I have my black card right now?" Immediately, survival. You feel me? So I think from a young age, change was just not my forte, and so as an adult, I've really had to hone into being okay with changing, evolving, and knowing that this is what's best for me. You know what I'm saying? Because of it, I've been able to pump out more content. I've been able to be more just knowing that making new friends. The biggest issue was I didn't know how I was going to deal with the big emotions. I have a lot of anxiety. I have a lot of just big emotions that sometimes I don't know if I can handle. And so that's what just rolling up. I'm just going to roll up. What Cat Williams say? He said, "I don't got the light bill, but I got 12 candles. I've been waiting to light up." That's me. You feel me? And going through one of the toughest times when my engine blew up back in October was realizing, oh, what am I going to do? And I was oh my God, I was freaking out, and I asked for help, and I reached out to a resource, and I said, "Hey, you mentioned that you have this and that, outlet, can I get help?" And I think I called him on Sunday. On Wednesday, I was driving off the lot with a brand new car. So that really proved to me that I can go through some of the toughest times in life and not need to roll up. You feel me? So I want to encourage those people that if that is something you're thinking about coming down or
Stone Cold style.
Boom! Now you guys
one more.
One
more.
But I don't know. I think going into this year, I feel the healthiest, the strongest. Kind of going back to that financial conversation, the things that I did to financially kind of bring my resources, a little bit more streamlined was I went on creditkarma.com. Again, this isn't an ad, and I pulled out my entire credit report. I printed it out. And I had a friend at the time go through it and essentially write out all of the debt that I owed, all of the things that were derogatory, all of the things that were in collection. And I sat there and I called down every single creditor. And I said, "Hey, how much do I owe you? Okay, what's the lowest amount that I can pay?" And I'm telling you, one of the bills, it was a Chase bill. I owed $900. I kid you not, hand on the Bible, I settled for $121.
Wow.
$121.
Crazy.
Off my credit went up 75 points in the past 3 months since I've been working on it. And mind you, if you don't know, your student loans are back in play. Get your student loans on an income-based driven. I lost 100 points. 100 points.
Same.
Because of that. And I
So
now
good.
have gained back 75 of it
Yeah.
by doing the things that I could, by paying off my derogatories, paying off my collections, and putting the ones that I couldn't on some type of payment plan. I know it's really scary dealing with financial issues, but the minute you put yourself on the forefront, like I feel so good about my finances. I know how much money I have coming in. I know all the bills and when they're due. I know how much debt I owe. I only have my $60,000 of student debt over my head now. Nothing else. When you look at my credit report, credit, personal loans, car loans, all say zero. You feel me? Because I have a lease now. And so, like, it's just such a great feeling to be like, I know where my health stands. I know where my financial stands. I know where my social life stands. I know where my gym life stands. I know where my health, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I feel like a motherfucking grown-ass person.
That's right, clap it up. Clap it up. We grown here. We want our grown people stuff.
I want this feeling for all of you guys. I want you to feel like I am in complete control of my life, and even if something was to come and swerve me, it's cool. I have my resources, I have my support system that's gonna catch me when I fall. You feel me? Like that's why I fuck with them so heavy. And it's just like that's why this episode is so important to me and so like impactful, and I hope that you guys walk away with so much like actionable tips that you can apply into your life, and I hope it fires you up for this new year, so that way you go in like, okay, I need to make a list, I'm gonna clean, I'm gonna get rid of shit, I'm gonna cut off that toxic ass, nigga or girl that's been like driving me insane. I hope that you get rid of just anything that's no longer serving you or trying to stalk you.
Get right with your baby mom and your baby daddy. Because that community, gotta get that community right.
No, seriously.
That's not 18, sidebar, that's not just 18 years. I was talking to a friend about this the other day. That's for life. It doesn't matter what way you want to spin it. That relationship doesn't stop at 18.
Right.
Because
your kid.
you created a life, and that life is going to be on this earth as long as there's purpose to. You're still gonna have to interact with moms and pops, so make sure you at least keep it cordial, do it the right way. That way you teach that kid, even though we're not together, this is still a fundamental way that you can grow up and still do things the right way.
Yeah, like I admire people that can co-parent in very functional ways, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a hard situation to be in. Like I'm lucky enough to have grown up in a 2-parent household, but like I wouldn't even say lucky, because honestly there's times where I look at my mom and be like, woman, stand up.
Right.
Stand up. You know what I'm saying? But hey, in her mind, she felt like she's from the old school. She felt like having a dad was more important than, her mental health. And I would hope as women, you guys know that your mental health matters more than having a man in the house. Like, as long as he's active and he's co-parenting and he's picking up the kids, he does not have to live there. You do not need to be stressed out. You do not need to have a 3rd, 4th, 5th child, including him, you feel me, just to say like, oh yeah, I got a man, or oh yeah, my kid's got a daddy. Like they can still have a daddy even if he lives 15 minutes away. You feel me? Like,
don't force a relationship just because the kid.
No, seriously.
That hurts you more than anything in the end game.
And it's not good for your mental health, which is something that we keep talking about this episode, because again, everything is all about your mental health. If you want your body to be right, it starts with the mind. It starts with what we feed our mind and what we put into it. So make sure that you really take care of your mental health. Black man, white man, brown man, don't matter what you are. Take care of your mental health. Because if you want to be on this earth for a good time and a long time, you pay to play, right? So what we put into our bodies is gonna come out. What we project is gonna come out. So let me ask you guys, since we keep talking about mental health, what are some things that you guys are doing to kind of preserve that or maintain that? And what can you do going into this new year that's going to help you be a better version of yourself and get things done that you weren't able to do this past year?
Well, I pray a lot. My routine is every morning when I wake up, on the way to work, I have this prayer video that I watch, or just listen to the Bible. I have a whole 60-day Bible plan that's every day has 4 chapters to read. I just press play and it reads the chapter to me as I'm driving or as I'm getting dressed, anything like that. I also have a YouTube channel that I follow that they also just have a whole video of just different Bible verses just to get you like through your day. It's like what's it called? Oh my God, hit my head. I can't think of it now.
You can remember.
Devotional.
I told you could do
Daily devotional. Baby. You gotta have your daily devotional. Just go into the world with like intention, go into the world with your purpose, go into the world with your faith, know that things are gonna work out. Know that the day is not a bad day, it's gonna be a great day. You gotta look at it and gotta look up, not down when you're coming out into the world. You know, don't let people see you hurt. Don't let people see what you're going through and things like that, because God will change it in a matter of seconds. It might not be right when you want it, but it'll be right on time. You know, and so I do that a lot. So my devotionals every day. I even have a few people that I send it to too, so that keeps me honest with myself. Because if I don't send it, then I'm failing somebody else. That's the one thing I don't like to do. You know, I always have to show up for other people, and that's one of my main things is just be there, because a lot of people don't have that person. A lot of people don't have extra spouse or, you know, significant other or a family member that's checking on them. You know, you don't know how somebody's mental is doing. You know, so I just always hold that to myself to wake up and just send those videos because they ask me to. So I send them because every day, even if I've only seen 5 seconds of it, I'm gonna send it to them, because if I don't catch something out of it, at least they can catch something out of it, you know. And that's what's important to me, is that they catch the word too. And if you're not spiritual or whatever, you can do your meditation. You know, you can.
That's gonna be my next question. For somebody who's not spiritual,
if you're not spiritual, you know, meditation. Put on some smooth sounds. You know, ocean sounds, rainforest. You know, something like that. Just get into your mind. Like think about your day. Think about your therapy too. Think about your day. Think about what things you want to achieve today. Like, don't think so far into the week. Just think about that day and what you will plan on achieving. So I think those are some things that can help you, and it helps your body too when you do that, because you're restoring yourself instead of looking for other things to restore you. Like, don't look for that coffee to think it's gonna save you. Coffee ain't gonna save you.
It's gonna make you run on the toilet.
That too. It's gonna probably hurt you.
And have you hella dehydrated like me.
Exactly. So don't run to things of substance, you know, and then try to pour into yourself the right way, because your body heals itself if you do the right things.
And there's a point that I think everybody here can believe, whether you believe in God, whether you believe it or not, and it's that faith without works is dead, right? Like, you got to put in the work if you want results, right? Like, all of us obviously have greatness in our DNA, but in order to achieve that, because obviously it takes hours of putting in work to be good at our craft, you got to do that. So in order to get to those points that he's talking about, we got to work. Yeah. And, you know, GK is one of the hardest workers I've ever met when it comes to that mental too. But GK is on a different level, because everything that he does, he's laughing, but he knows everything he does is faith-based.
It's not hard work for me. So, I'm on a mission. That's
when you put in that work, and you're like, when you're true to yourself, when you're confident in your abilities, and you know that you're only here because it's a greater purpose, there's nothing that can stop you from, you know, setting your goals and making your intentions true and getting work to where you need to get to. But what's up, you, Bethel?
So, as somebody that deals with, I won't say I deal with it too much. In the past, I dealt with a lot of seasonal depression, and so, like, literally so my birthday is August 10th. Right after my birthday, I would literally call my mom every year, start crying, like, Mom, this is my bad time of year, like, buckle up, I'm gonna need you. Like, I already knew right when my birthday ended, like, okay, things are about to go to shit.
The season's about to hit you.
You know what I'm saying? And so, and obviously a lot of it had to do with, like, the sun going away, right? And so, like, vitamin D production goes down, and if you know anything about vitamin D and what it does in your body, it stabilizes mood.
Look at Seattle.
Yeah, literally one of the highest suicide per capita, right? And there's a reason for that.
It's not fun.
It's not fun. And so if you're someone like me that's highly affected by the weather, like if I look out the window and it looks like it's a gray day back in the day, I'd be like,
people still don't worry. People who suffer from seasonal depression obviously go through mood swings and have low energy. Add liquid or capsulized vitamin B12, because what that's gonna 100%. Do, if it's liquid, put it under the tongue for 5 seconds before you ingest it. And then if it's the capsule, obviously just ingest 2 of those. Obviously not doctor-related information, but just from what we know, B12 is your energy.
All of my clients are on B12, zinc, magnesium, iron, and also vitamin D, specifically because those are just things that in America are not in our soil anymore. Right. And so you're not going to get it through your diet, no matter how healthy you are. You do have to supplement those things. And honestly, if you want it really easy, sea moss, not gonna hold you. It has like 400
Shima G, ashwagandha, lion's mane.
Yeah,
you know.
These are all great things that you should do your own research on.
Like a bull.
And take it with it, you feel me? The product that I do want to plug, and it's something that I like put my full stamp behind. They've never taken it, so they obviously can't. But there's a company out there called Genius. Yeah, the company is called Genius, but the product is called Genius Joy, and it has L-theum, it has a bunch of other things that really help with nootropics, right? Is it called nootropics or nootropics? Nootropics, which are basically serotonin precursors. They just help with the happiness in your head, right? And it takes about 2 weeks to kick in. But I promise you, when I was in the depths of like, my life is shit, I can't really do anything to change it right now, even though I was doing the best I could, that Genius Joy saved my life. Like, that was when my suicide ideations were like through the roof. I had a therapist and she was even like, Beth, I'm really scared for you. I was in an abusive relationship. I was like 3 months behind on rent. My car was not up to date either. My registration was not up to date. I mean, credit card bills up the wazoo. Like, it was just bad all around. And so my seasonal depression on top of that was like misery, doom, this nigga driving me crazy every 5 seconds. It was horrible, you feel me? And through using Genius Joy, I was able to like make it out of that season, leave that relationship, leave that job, leave that apartment, change my life, and be in the position I'm in today, and literally be the happiest I've ever been. And I actually fell in love with the fall season this year. Like, I could cry thinking about it. I had the best fall season, just like enjoying waking up and seeing a gray sky and being like, ooh, I'm gonna get cozy, I'm gonna get me a little cup of coffee, I'm gonna color in my coloring book. Like, genuinely, I'm like, one day it's like ugly and gray outside, the next day it's sunny and bright. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna wear a cute little outfit today. Like, actually, like, it's mind blowing, you feel me? And it took over a year to get to this position of like, okay, let me address my health. Okay, let me address my money. Okay, let me address my, like, just going down the line of everything. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm goal setting. I'm like, okay, I either am gonna do a half mile this, or what is it called? A half marathon this year, or I'm gonna do high rocks. Anybody wanna be my partner?
Actually, it would probably be me, huh?
It
would probably be me.
It depends.
And then we can get you a partner, and then we can all do it all
It'd
together.
probably be me.
Yeah.
Because I
I
can
don't
handle
do it,
the long
guys.
distance endurance, but like all the strength stuff will probably be you because you're stronger than me.
I'm not so much of an endurance. Like, I run for sure, but
Yeah.
for fun. I'm not a person who wants to run a marathon. I'm not trying to be.
That's why I said high rocks.
That's
Or
Iron
we can
Man.
do singles and
Right.
do it all
Iron
together.
Man.
I'm not trying to go.
Nah, because then my only goal is to kill you both.
That'd be so fun.
Forget everybody else. I just want to kill you both.
Okay, so High Rocks is
High Rocks.
a 1K run,
It's like
and
an Iron
then
Man
you do a
challenge.
sled. Then you do
Ah.
another 1K run, and then you do sled pulls.
Kinda like
Then
triathlon.
then it's, and we have the
Oh, no.
ski ergs that are
That's
just
fine.
already.
I've already
we
done the
have
Spartan
the
race.
rows.
But
You
the
guys,
Spartan race.
oh my god,
Kind
I've
of.
done
Spartan
Spartan
race,
race.
everything's different though. This
Yeah,
is
they
Yes.
changed some obstacles.
this is
Yeah.
like a circuit.
I think we're like a high intensity circuit.
Okay. That's
It's
fine.
so much fun, and I think it'd be fun to just like document our like journey, like train
Yeah.
for it, and then also like
I can definitely work.
I think it'd
Let's
be
do
so
that.
much fun.
We'll make
But
a home.
basically,
If it's just running, I don't want to do that because I get.
No. It's like
It
it's
kinda
like
is,
little
though.
sled pushes.
He says
It's 1K run.
So 1K.
I don't know the
Yeah, but
math.
it's a
What's
circuit
1K?
I can do that. A 1K run, you're not gonna run the 1K over and over.
No, so
That's
every time you
fine.
finish a station, you gotta do a
Gotcha.
1K run.
Yeah, so you do
Then
it
you
over.
finish
Yeah,
the
it's circuit.
circuit,
Oh,
then you
so
go
it's
back
circuit.
to 1K
Yeah,
run.
it's
Oh,
So the
circuit.
running is everybody's tip was that the running is like the biggest part.
Yeah, it's
So
circuit.
make sure you
Your
train
body's
the
gonna be
running,
dead.
and then
Yeah,
whatever
it's
the
circuit.
weights are on whatever you're pushing, do double, so that when you get to the competition, that shit feels light as fuck.
Yeah.
We already know we're gonna set up a great training program for ourselves, and we already train 5 times a week. We might as well train towards a goal. I think it'd be great. I'm gonna look at the dates.
Yeah,
and
y'all see the
what we're
movements from the gym. Don't worry.
You feel me? And
We mic'd up too, but like it's crazy.
You'll see it.
You'll see. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna share some of our gym workouts too moving forward. But I think like overall, like really, if you think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the bottom one is survival, right? Like your shelter, your food, your personal needs, and then it just keeps going higher and higher until you get to like self-actualization and like figuring out like who are you, what do you want to be, like how can you be the best person. So like I get it if right now you're like, Beth, I don't know where my next meal is coming from. Fuck you, and you're like, get ready. Fuck you, and you're like, I want to go work out. I don't care. I don't know where my bill money is coming next month. I get it, bro. Like I really do understand what position you're in, and I just want to say, like, again, A, use your resources. B, try to find other ways to make money on the side. I've done background for shows. Like I've gone and done like standing ovation, like standing. It's called Standing Room Only. It's a website you can go to, and you can be like background of like sea fillers, like different shows. Especially if you live in LA, like Hollywood offers a lot of money. If you have any expertise going on like TaskRabbit, Thumbtack, and offering your expertise, like even if it's as simple as hanging up your
Billboards.
TVs on walls.
Yep.
Like, as a girl, I need help like that. You know what I'm saying? So like, just trying to find ways to make extra money on the side and just really have that hustler mentality. Like, from 6 a.m. to 12 o'clock at night, it's time to make money. Like, you should not be sitting at home. Like, I was able to fall into content creating this year, or actually last year in 2024, and I literally bring in thousands of dollars by simply sitting at this laptop and just making money. So like, just like GK, like, I'm working all day long. From the minute I wake up to the minute I go to sleep, I'm working. And so just be resourceful. Going into this next year, I really want this to be the best year for you guys. And we call ourselves a fully seasoned podcast. We're gonna go through every single season with you guys. Like, this is the part of the year that we're in right now. As the year progresses, we're gonna have other tips and tricks for you guys to be able to maximize your year, maximize your whatever season you're specifically in. And if you guys have any other things you guys want us to talk about, make sure you drop it down in the comments, so that way, you know, we make an episode about it. If you guys want to hear more about finances, if you guys want to hear more about like the best credit cards, if you guys want to hear about the best workouts, if you guys want to hear about the best supplements, whatever we touched on today, I know we touched on a bunch of different topics. If you want us to go into depth about it more and do research for you guys, we'd love to do that. Like, please drop it in the comments. But all in all, like, we're just all in places in our lives where we want to be a light to other people. We want you guys to know that, like, wow, there's this podcast that I listen to every week, and they listen to us, they respond back, or if we make a suggestion, they're gonna implement it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want you to feel like you're right here on the table talking with us. You're a part of this. We wouldn't be here without you guys, you feel me? And so, like, for me, I definitely want to say happy holidays. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm glad that we're starting this journey together this year, and hopefully when we hit 1 year next year, we can do a live show, and you guys can actually come out, and we can do a gift exchange, and we can do like charity work, and we can take this like worldwide. You feel me? Like, what are some of your goals that you guys have going into this next year?
I think the biggest thing too is, like, obviously one thing that most people don't know about me is I'm a pop culture fanatic. So I have like a pop culture reference for almost everything. So I'm gonna hit you guys with two of the craziest ones right now. Get ready for this. So there's two cartoons that a lot of us are familiar with, but
I'm hiding because I might be my ass on the line.
Nah, you good.
Protect me.
There's Ed, Ed and Eddie, right?
It was clean.
It's clean. So there's Ed, Ed and Eddie, and there's Phineas and Ferb. And you think about those cartoons, for those of you who know about them, the premise obviously is kids, you know, summertime, school's out, trying to figure out what they're gonna do. The same method applies to us today, whether we're young, old. The mentality is, what are we gonna do today, and how are we gonna get there? That's what we need to ask ourselves going into this new year, and really every day in life, because a lot of us often sit around and wait for opportunities to fall on our lap. We don't want to do that. We want to be like Ed, we want to be like Double D, we want to be like Ferb, and figure out what the plot is and how we're going to get there. Because if not, life is going to pass us by. The whole purpose of this podcast and really this episode was to give you guys things that you can do this holiday season. But really, it's more so in everyday life. It's for the betterment of your physical health, for the betterment of your mental health, and really for the betterment of you overall as a person, to just be able to be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. But again, that starts with realizing, one, who you are, who I am, and being able to say, okay, if I need help, how am I going to go find it? Thinking about that, after battle. Now I gotta take those necessary steps to go find that help. Because again, it's not just gonna fall and hit us in the head like we're Isaac Newton. Life don't work that way anymore. So,
do you have any goals going into this year?
This next year, yeah, I'm working on a silent project that I can't speak on just yet. But I'm working, not a secret, a silent project. I'm working on a silent project that I can't speak on just yet because we're still figuring out the logistics of it. But,
so you got something cooking?
I got something cooking, which is gonna be pretty cool.
I already know he's cooking. I'm that part of the chef. I'm a part-time chef.
So yeah, like, and me too. Like, I'm like Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler is somebody who has made a career of what he's been doing because he put his friends on. He's able to isolate their strengths and capitalize on it. I'm the same way.
I love
and that's why she says, use your network, use your people, because you never know. This wouldn't be happening if I didn't call Bethel and say, hey, look, this is what I'm trying to do. And she said, I'm there with you. I said, GK's down. because he had no choice.
They didn't know. They trying to force my hand.
GK was dead because he had no choice, and we said we're doing it.
The one word they hate to hear me say was
no.
No. This is the thing, GK. This is how you approach GK. Hey, GK, we want to do X, Y, and Z. How do you feel about it? And he'll give you 2 answers.
He'll either say,
or he'll be like, nah.
straight
And
up.
if he says no,
Nah.
do not press it.
Nah.
You
No
gotta
explanation behind it.
You
Just
gotta
nah.
respect it, and
That's
you're gonna be
it.
like,
Move
alright,
on.
bet. You feel me? That's just how it is, and I appreciate that because he's a man of his words. If he says that
Oh,
he's
for
gonna
real.
do something, he's gonna do it. If he says that he's
Really?
not gonna do something, there's no convincing that you can do to try to make him do it.
Strong-minded.
That's one
Rarely
of my favorite things.
can
about
you
GK.
change him. But the reason why I have this belt, since
Oh
I
my
know
God,
a lot
he
of you
really
are
thinks he
wondering,
can change you.
is because
What is wrong with this man?
look, let's
Chad,
just
he think
You
he
must have
can
done
Chad.
something when
Hey,
you
look.
guys were abroad.
No. Watch this.
I did my own thing.
For that 99% time he says no, there's that 1% that slips through the cracks, and I'm that 1%.
He's that 1%.
I'm that
He said he's the
1%.
1%.
Because no, look, this man, I in the short time that I met him, the way me and him met, and this past year that we've had has been phenomenal.
Right.
Nobody would have seen it from left field or expected it, and when we told people what we did, they didn't believe it.
Right.
But that 1%, this dude gonna have the time of his life if you can convince him otherwise. Because if he doesn't give you a hard no, you have to have a pretty convincing reason as to why he should do it.
Here's the thing: you think you convinced him. He convinced himself.
I know, that's why I said I do it for the
That's
plot.
bad.
And I needed a witness because no one would have believed it if he wasn't there to witness it on his own. Right?
Yeah.
No, but
like,
again, I said that to say he had the time of his life. I said this to say whatever you guys do, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, make sure you take care of those around you. Make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you get your mind, body, and spirit right. That way they're all in alignment. Your body is a temple. That's one thing that you cannot deny no matter what you believe. Oh, yeah.
No, yeah, go ahead. You can
What's
take
your
it
goal?
there.
Oh, yes, here you go.
My goal is nothing crazy, you know. I'm already doing a lot, like y'all said. I work a lot, but one of my things I do want to do is start getting more into the digital world and start working on apps, ebooks, things like that. Get into coding, you know, breaking some barriers, you know, things like that. I just want to like expand my mind more. Also, I love technology. I love like electronics, so I want to do what I can with that.
Build that
You know,
PC,
when I have
right?
a lot of time off.
Oh my God, it's so impossible now.
Yeah.
Those
I have a PC as well, so I want to start creating that,
PC.
start building up on my, you know, my brand actually, you know, start making myself be known and go outside of the gym too. I don't want to just be stuck in one company. I'm going to start expanding myself and start training everywhere else, you know, build my brand for out here like how I did in Arizona. So, you know, the re-up is about to come, so just be ready. I don't know what the name's going to be yet. I might carry the name over, but I might switch it up. We'll see how it goes. But, you know, like I said, next year is a lot of chaos. Just be prepared.
This is Captain Chaos over here.
We love it.
Hey, it might be chaos to y'all, but it's fun for me.
That's it. That's what it is, man. Like I said, man, we're here for a good time and a long time, man. So make sure you guys tune in.
Definitely want to say shout out to X, producer.
Appreciate you,
Couldn't
X.
have done the episode without him.
Even though he needed a better
That
football
life.
team, but it's okay.
Yeah, get a better football team.
X threw me 2 cold ones, y'all. So we gonna take it as drink.
Cheers to you guys.
Thank you,
Happy
guys.
holidays.
Happy holidays,
Cheers, guys.
Happy New Year's.
Cheers, guys.
But no, again though, we say all this to say, you know, if you're going through things, there's people out there who want to help you. Obviously, whatever we can do, wherever you are in the world, reach out to us in the comments, social media. You know, there's community out there. You may not be able to talk to us, but you may have somebody who's in the comments or somebody, you know, who you feel isn't in your corner, but, you know, you have a lot of people that want to see you guys win. So just make sure that you reach out. Make sure that you put yourself out there. Again, you know, one thing that my family always tells me, and this is really like an OG saying, a closed mouth doesn't get fed.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're struggling, if you need help, put yourself out there, ask for it. Opportunities ain't gonna fall on your lap. Apples aren't gonna fall on your head. So whatever we can do to help, whatever you want the universe to do to help, put it out there, but go and ask for it. And then get up on your 2 feet and go find it.
That part.
Because again, if you don't, the next person will. Never ask yourself why. Ask yourself, why not me? And then go do something about it.
Big facts. If you guys would do us the greatest favor, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you leave a comment, like, share. We appreciate it. This is our first episode. You have no idea how much work we put in to get to this position we are today. If you guys have any suggestions or any feedback for us, we 100% appreciate it. And like he said, we definitely want to create community. So we're going to make sure that you guys have access to the Instagram along with the Discord, so that way we can start creating a community and having chats. So that way you do have a direct line if you feel like, hey, actually, I really fuck with what GK said, and you want to hit him up and you want to hear more about what his opinion is, or same with Kylan, like, you'll have those direct outlets to be able to reach us. And so we just really appreciate you guys, and we're excited to go on this journey with you guys. Like, that's 100. But that's it for the first episode of the Fully Seasoned Podcast. We'll see you guys next time.
That's right. Tune in next time. We're going to Neverland.
I got a big surprise for y'all.